All right, hey, it's this week's Good Advice. Thank you for tuning in to another weekly episode. A very quick update on you and your business and what you should be thinking about as you look at the next steps of your business. Now, what I want to share about today is a very brief conversation about something that I've talked about on my latest podcast episode. You can check that out on the Good Advice podcast, literally anywhere you listen to podcasts. But we're talking today about something that I've actually mentioned before in the past. It's a hot topic, really, and it is something that I've been asked about recently, and it seems to keep coming up again and again and again, and that is, are we in a recession? And if we're not, is there a recession looming? And if so, what does that mean for my business? Now, this is something that isn't always the most exciting topic to talk about, depending on your penchant for bad news. If you're someone who you are constantly indulging in the 24-hour news cycle, you may have a more cynical approach to all of this compared to someone else. I know, personally speaking, I really try to unplug and be conscious of how much negative news I'm checking out. And one thing I'll say on that, and it's really the first thing I'd like to say, is that whether we're in a recession or we're going to be in one soon, it's really nothing new in terms of our United States economy and what it means for your business. Now, that's not to underplay anything, but it's also important to understand that headlines sell, and that definitely if things feel doomsday-ish for our economy, may not actually be quite that bad. Now, I hope that I'm not watching this video 10 years from now in like an apocalyptic setting and it's aged like milk, I guess. But despite that, just understand that there are ways to still make money in a recession, and there are ways for your business to be successful in a recession. And there's a couple of ways you can do that I've mentioned on the podcast before. One, it's to really hone in on what you sell and sell it well. Sounds a bit counterintuitive in the sense of, or not counterintuitive, kind of a no-brainer, really. But more often than not, we get excited about shiny object syndrome. We chase after things that seem very lucrative. They seem like extremely good for our business with very little investment. Unfortunately, these things really don't exist. And I hate to tell it to you, the success that you want for your business is going to take either time, an extreme amount of effort, or a little bit of luck, which is very much not sexy when it comes to running a successful business. The second part of this is understanding that despite what happens in the global economy, the US economy, or what have you, remember that most of this is out of your control. I was talking to somebody the other day who was talking about people not buying a service and said, in general, I think it's the US economy. And I responded with, while that may be true, it's out of your control. You personally don't affect the US economy. You don't write policy and you don't make large changes to the US economy. For the most part, we are reacting to whatever is happening in the US economy. And because of that, it's important to not waste mental energy on things you can't control and instead focus in hard on the things that you can control for your business. Those valuable offers, those things that customers can't say no to. And again, keep this truth in mind. Although some people will see their business fail during a U.S. economy, some people may really struggle with their business. There will be others who do extremely well, and there's more to it than luck for those people. The last piece of advice I would give you is, despite the fact of me saying, you can't really affect the economy and it's kind of out of your hands, there's still no excuse to being underprepared. Things that you spend money on that you really shouldn't spend money on, it's something to take a look at. I remember there was a person I talked to who was a brand new business owner who had spent all of her savings, $15,000, on a TV commercial, a single TV commercial for her business, and she didn't have a single customer yet. And I remember telling her, I'd probably get my money back if I were you. It was too late. She couldn't get her money back, and she actually went out of business. Not just because of that commercial, but because in many cases, to have your business survive, you really need cash to survive. Because of this age-old truth, business success takes time. And again, as the economy ebbs and flows, the success that you wish to experience is going to take time, effort, and hard work, and maybe a little good advice. So thanks for checking out today's episode. Don't forget to check out the podcast. We'll talk more about this in depth, and I hope you're doing well today. We'll catch you later. See ya.